Okay, gentlemen.
I can't believe you're driving and recording.
Where are we going? I hope I'm doing this right.
Would you like me to record this for the record?
Well, we gotta get both of your point of view. So,
En español, chico.
No questions. I'm nervous. No questions right now.
are you gonna like vomit all over the place, dude?
No, I just don't want to. Never mind.
No, go ahead, say it. It's
No.
real. It's reality.
Huh?
It's reality.
No,
Pero
I
en
just don't want
español,
to.
chico.
Yeah, I don't know Spanish that well. So, not at all. Fucking, who am I kidding? So,
Como que? Who am I kidding?
yeah, who am I kidding? Like, I can't, like, I couldn't say a complete sentence.
All you have to say is sí, no.
Me siento
Sí, lo siento.
excited.
Excited.
So, Donato,
Yeah.
what do you have to say?
I'm not really too nervous because I don't think any questions are going to be directed towards me. No, seriously, you know how we do interviews? It's mostly you two guys, so I just got to sit there and look cute, I guess.
Put on that $1 million smile of yours.
I press it on. Is this going to be on TV or is it just for the radio?
No, it's TV. This one is a television.
Oh, it is?
Yeah. And then the one tonight is a radio interview.
I know what you said, but I can't.
Oh, so you're able to understand what's going on.
Yeah, I know what you said. So are you happy with the way the movie turned out?
Oh, okay, wait, let me ask you a harder question. ¿No tuviste problemas con tomar este papel con algo que tenía tanta controversia?
Oh, I didn't have problems. I didn't have problems with the script.
Well, even if you say it in English, dude, they actually dub it, and then they have somebody talking over you. That's another good thing also that I remember, because they see whenever they have like a politician.
You asked me like knowing that the script was controversial.
Yeah.
Did I have problems?
Yeah. Esmida from Salazar Hernandez. Tadeo Garcia's explosive feature debut reveals the tragic consequences of secrets and lies for two young Latino men involved in Southside Chicago gang life. When Isaac and Angel come into circles, they come into important details for the rest of the gang. Angel he used to run with a rival gang, and Isaac and Angel are having a sexual relationship, dog, those two naughty boys. Okay, that's enough. I'm done. Wait, can you do it with an Irish brogue now?
No, I don't.
Do it with an Irish brogue. I may or not be full of green clovers, blue diamonds, and lucky horseshoes.
That's the only thing I can say in the Irish dialect is, say you like my hat, Shannon. You ever see Far and Away?
No. Oh yeah, I did.
When he dumps Nicole Kidman in the water.
Yeah.
He's like, say you like my hat, Shannon. She's like, you're not wearing a hat. He's like, why can't you say you like my hat? Okay, that's all I know in Irish.
I like the scene where he says, potatoes, definitely potatoes.
Potatoes.
Yeah, definitely have my big favorite potatoes.
You want another good whooping? I don't know.
Now, can you do a dialect, Donato?
No.
Come on, do one.
No.
Fucking do it, man.
No.
Handle your business, man. Do it.
It starts with a great night's sleep. It feels good to get out. No, I was just noticing that this ad, I mean, it's a double meaning, you know. It feels good to get out, you know, he's got his bike, but feels good to get out, you know, get out. It's in this new Fest program, so, yeah, interesting. For Tylenol PM.
Now that church over here, if you go inside, it has the bloodiest Jesus Christ you've ever seen. For some reason, as Latinos, we always tend to like wanting to find like the church where we get married or we do our first Holy Communion, to find the one with the bloodiest Christ ever. I guess it's just for redemption or...
We're the best in pain. We know pain.
Yes, we do. Shizzle.
You got me on the fucking radio to put the shit on me?
Now, what would happen if Michael had played that part?
What if
Supposedly I was supposed to be Angel. Supposedly.
But then you
But
read
I was like,
then you read the second
Actually, in
page.
the very original one, dude, when I was trying to find who the hell you were, because I had seen your headshot, you were going to be... No, yeah, you were going to be Angel in the very original one.
Right.
But then you called me like a week after we finished shooting.
You didn't tell me what the script was about. You just told me, read the script over, blah, blah, blah.
No, not for this one. I'm talking about Broken Warning.
Oh.
And you actually called back because I had left a message with you. And I'm like, I'm working on this movie, you know, and I need an actor. And then you called me a week after we finished shooting. I was like, oh, dude, it's already done, man.
I don't think you could have found, like, I'm not blowing smoke up your ass, but I don't think you could have found a better Reaper.
Oh, I know,
seriously.
dude. Doesn't he fit the part?
Seriously, yeah.
And it's so cool because you see him right now, and he's like this really cool guy.
Yo, cute, eh? But you know what? I don't. If you look at the movie, I don't think you see me as like the stereotypical bad guy. You know how you see bad guys in movies?
Dude, you're a real asshole in the movie, dude.
Yeah, I know.
You really are.
Yeah,
Maybe because
you're very jerky. So, but that's what I mean. It's like it's good.
Like you see the bad guys smoking their, cigarette, leaning against the wall, acting real badass, and I don't think I come across that way. No, they don't care.
No, I'm listening.
Yeah, it's alright.
Okay, so I'm doing like a behind the scenes thing, so I'm just gonna point and shoot.
Okay.
And this is, who are you?
I'm Carmen Senko. How are you?
Oh, great. So what part did you play in the movie?
Well, I played the mother of one of the young men on the Downlow, and it's a complicated life that my son is living, and so it has some twists there that people should go and see the movie and find out what those twists are.
So where are we going right now?
We're going to Telemundo, Channel 44, it's the NBC Towers in Chicago, and it's an impromptu interview, and we're looking forward
Very impromptu, right?
Yeah, we're just going to see what they're going to ask, and we're looking forward to it.
So did anybody ever think the film would get this far as it's gotten so far?
No, not at all.
Hey, it's honest.
It's a great surprise.
Well, let me call Mr. Jesse.
Okay.
Let's see where he at. And this is the NBC Towers where it shows that Jerry Springer and a variety of other ones shoot. So we're prepping up to the interview.
Talking about the movie and some
Ready to rock?
Yeah, film, everyone there will already know that there's someone high film, but then what we're going to talk, what you can say is that this is part of Latino cinema. It's going to be throughout the entire year, always that little film there.
Are you nervous? I did not record. I'm so mad. Could you do that again?
You didn't do it?
No, I didn't. I thought I pushed the button.
I thought I had something to look at later on.
Wait, what was her name again?
Huh?
What's her name again?
It's hard to remember. Tsiki.
Okay.
T-S-I-K-I.
Okay.
It's so unique. Yeah, I love that. It's like, I guess, an Indian.
She pronounced it.
Oh my god! Oh, I'm so nervous. Aha.
What's the movie about? Yeah.
Yeah, what is it about? Don't you kiss a guy or something, dude?
Me?
Yeah.
No, that would be these two guys right here. But that's not the deal. That's not the deal.
I don't kiss men.
Huh?
I don't kiss men. You kiss hot men.
Oh yeah, we love the camera. Wait, we missed you striking a pose because I didn't hit the record button.
I already did it.
Hey, what's up, Ra? Give me a call. I'm gonna be on Telemundo tonight.
Telemundo, the show where you want to drop your pants off in front of the anchors.
An interview from the Downlow. So give me a call back. All right?
Oh my god, I gotta piss like a racehorse.
You don't think you can find parking today?
I got parking.
Yeah, she calls me.
Oh, there's Jesse! Oh shit! Right there! Oh my lord! Okay, that's not me right now, but it's just like, we had some of Pepe's,
Yeah.
hold on, let me see. We just had some of Pepe's, thinking juices, which is the nectar of the gods. So that's where we're like this. Good times. So, do you have anything to say?
About what? About the interview coming up?
Yes.
I gotta use the bathroom.
Yeah, me too.
And am I excited? No. Why? Because it's a local station, from what I heard.
Where I just come from?
Yes.
Memphis.
And what happened?
I got tied down and I was forced to drink nectar of gods. I don't know what that meant. It was actually Long Island iced teas. So it was very good. And I had oh, let me start over again. Combinación Azteca.
So does it make you feel like an Aztec warrior?
Thank you, Toddy. Huh?
Does it make you feel like an Aztec warrior?
Yes, it does.
Put on those feathers and dance around?
That's right. You know this.
Good
And,
times.
Good times. Good times.
Am I excited about this? I'm always excited about anything, no matter how small it is. I'm always excited about it.
Oh, my lord. So. Why? Nah, I'm excited. Well, no, I'm not. I don't get excited for much, you know? I mean, that's just my personality. But you didn't ask me where I came from. Where did you come from? Oh, since you asked, I came from Pepe's, but I was gonna have water. So. No, you weren't. I have water. That's why I have to pee so bad. And this is Gil, our public relations person. You don't listen to your motherfucking voicemail. Listen. All right, let's walk.
Where's Tony?
Should be on his way shortly. He probably already beat us to it.
Shortly.
Oh, there he is.
Is that these brothers?
Oh,
And this is Jesse Rodriguez.
Here we are again.
This is within the same day we got 2 interviews today, right?
That's right.
No wonder. I'm over here looking for
Did you tell you
WXRT.
about the New York Times?
Yeah,
They're sponsoring the...
Yeah, he emailed
Vámonos.
Oh man, tell me he's taking us to the... Okay, just had to get that.
She called your film a masterpiece.
Oh my God, are you serious? Wow.
Here's everybody else in Florida. This is the director.
Hi, how you doing? Dario Garcia, nice to meet you. Thank you so much. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you for coming down.
No, thank you for having us. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Hi, Michael Cortez.
I'm sorry, that was your
All right. There's another seat. I'll bring a few more chairs in here for you guys, okay?
Okay, great,
Hold on
great.
for a second. We're going to close that door and get the sound effects. Okay. Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you? Hey, got him in.
Hey.
Okay.
So, could you get used to this a lot? Doing
Oh,
interviews?
yes. Of course, easily. Right?
10 o'clock.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Sure,
I'm coming around in time.
Sisiki's gonna hold.
Yeah, she's gonna MC tomorrow, dude. Is Emma gonna be there? Rafael?
I don't know.
Oh, let's hope Rafael's
But I'm
there.
having a limo pick around.
Isn't that something? He picks up the host, but
And we
the
have to
actors-
drive in the
the actors
car.
do have to walk.
If you all were centrally located.
We're all gonna move to Patty's house. Maybe like the real world. Wait, did you find a bathroom, dude?
Yeah, it's right there. It's like
Did you want to follow him in there? Yes, with the camera? No, no. That's another different type of movie.
I don't do that. I have
Here.
We will definitely get the...
So you saw the film, Florida?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Yes, I did. You know, can I put it into words how
Yes,
I felt
go for
about it? It was an awesome experience. It was a great movie. It was a moving film. It was a human story that touched me as a human being. And it was about the human condition, human beings having, a situation where forbidden love couldn't, necessarily go out and have this type of life because of societal, pit stops or whatever. Just to someone who wanted to connect with one another had to go through such extremes to do it.
Wow, who needs us?
I'm done.
We'll leave the music.
Sorry, I felt that one, guys.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You guys have done your job, man.
Wow.
Now you tell your story.
very slight.
Forget what I said. Okay, we're going to turn this on and do a sound check quickly. All right. All right, my mic is over here. This is the mic that you guys will be using, so if you could trade spots and make sure you talk into that one, it should be loud enough to do it. Okay, I tell you what, let's do this, Michael. You start off and say, check, check for me.
Check, check. It's gonna work.
You actually don't have to. You actually don't have to come to. I'm just trying to see. I'm gonna see if this is gonna work for you right there.
Don't be hard.
So you can be comfortable. I want you to say check, check from where you are.
Check, check.
Oh, it's picking up. And Tony, please.
Check, check.
Check, check. And we're gonna go with Donato.
Yes. Check, check.
One more time.
Check, check.
And Mr. Director, Tadeo.
Check, check.
One more time.
Check, check.
You're gonna move a little closer.
Check, check. Is that good? Alright, cool.
Move over like over here, Tadeo.
Check, check.
You're fine. You're fine. And Miss Carmen.
Check, check.
We're going to have you project a little bit. Okay, when it's time for her to talk, you guys have to do all that. Just kind of push the mic that way, and I think we'll be fine.
Okay.
Go for one more time, Ms. Carmen.
Check, check.
One more.
Check, check.
Yes.
I would have to scream. It's fine.
Okay, everybody really quiet. And Ms. Carmen say check, check one more time.
Check, check.
All right, it's awesome. Perfect. Anyone else going to be speaking aside?
I might say a few things.
Jesse, your title?
I'm the director of the Latino Cinematheque, where we're going to be showing the film. And agent of the film, whatever you want to call it. But we'll leave it at that for now.
Okay. And spell your last name for me, Jesse.
Rodriguez. R-O-D-R-I-G-U. Easy. And everyone's phones, make sure they're on off or vibrator.
Look at everybody.
Oh, I learned. You get reception
Wow. Florida ditched her phone. She's the first one.
Florida, come on!
Did you get that?
We could edit.
Everyone.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I know.
So sad.
Well, what if you're in the middle of saying something really good,
Something very
and then you lose your train of thought?
You can say it's New York agent.
Okay, I think we're going to start out. We're going to start out with the director, Tadeo Garcia, and then we're going to move on to each actor and tell their experiences as you go. Okay?
Okay.
Don't worry if you say anything that you think is. Don't worry about it. We can edit it out. Okay. Hi, I'm Florida Beatty, WCRX, along with the cast of On the Downlow. This is May 25th, 2004. We're talking with this genius director, Tadeo Garcia, the director of On the Downlow, and we're so happy to have him here with us. This is a film that the masses need to see. And Tadeo, what inspired you to come up with this concept of this film?
Well, first of all, thank you very much, Florida, for having us. One of the really key inspirations of the film is basically it's just a short story that we really wanted to get out there into the public. I think it was just sitting in class and just doodling little stories here and there, and up came this gangster flick. It's like, well, anybody can really make a gangster flick. What can we do that'll really just like twist it out, and make it apart from everything else. And so that's when we decided, like, hey, why not make it like the two elite gangbangers are gay, that kind of thing. It actually, what's up?
The whole story.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But you know what? You make things
for Eddie.
not quite yet, because you know what? That makes it very interesting, because I would never have suspected, even though I knew the name of the film,
Yeah.
even as I was watching it,
Mhm.
I still didn't expect these two guys to be, in love with one another, even attracted to one another.
Mhm.
Even when it happened, I was like, when it finally happened, that's when I got it. And I actually felt the human emotion from there.
Mhm.
But it was a total twist in a good way.
It is a very good twist, and well, sure enough, just decided to write it down, write it as a very short story, and of course I had my buddy Roger, who really helped out with the creativity with the movie, and the script, and once we did that, we did a very short film here at Columbia College actually, we did it for a class for film techniques too, the original, which was Broken Warning. And did that. We did it in color. We did posting sound, but it still worked very well with the dialogue. Even though there were professors that said you can't do it. You can't shoot 1,300 feet of film and it'll fit in a disc for editing on a computer, and you can't really get away with the dialogue because it won't work. But it did work. We found different ways. We pre-visualized it so well that it really did work, and it worked so well enough that it won the best short drama at the Los Angeles Gay Lesbian Film Festival in 2001.
Yes, and Tadeo, well, how did you come up with casting your cast? What was your inspiration in finding these terrific actors? I mean, they brought it to life for you.
It was so funny. We were originally, I know you haven't seen the original, have you?
Unfortunately not.
No, okay. We were actually going to go with the original cast in the first one, and actually add on the cast, like such as the parts for the mother, the sister, etc. And of course, Max had to, who was the lead, who was Angel in the original short, had some stuff going on in Los Angeles. And then Eddie, he was completely gone. I don't know what happened to him. So then came the time that we needed to recast. And luckily, I was very fortunate enough. I went through a lot of talent agencies and see who could give me some headshots and some incredible actors. And of course, I found Michael, one of the leads, through them, and Donato as well. Found him through Salazar Navas. But then came the part to find Isaac. And actually, here in Colombia, we actually know other directors, So we kind of like do exactly networking. But doing a little, it's kind of like a baseball trading cards, It's like, hey, give me your headshot over here, and I'll give you my headshot. And that's the way I found Tony Sancho, which was really incredible. And luckily, I was so fortunate to find him, because otherwise, it's like, God, who else would have fit? Who else would have fit Isaac? Actually, Donato was gonna do the part for Angel originally, but I received him an email. I'm not gonna kiss another guy, Perfect, you will be me.
Pretty much. That's how I remember it. That's how it went out.
So it just worked out. And incredibly, thank God, everything really, really fell into place with that, And it was just setting up the headshots. It's just like, well, who would work well with each other, So I set up my family here, like a family portrait of each person. Who would be part of Carmen's family? And who would be part of, Angel and Isaac? Who would be Reaper? And I showed these to Roger, and luckily, thank God, he really thought exactly the same way I did. And he literally picked out the same families that I had together, off of the headshots. And it just so worked so well. And finally, after kind of like teasing the cast, like, well, could you come in one more time?
I know.
Hey, could you come in again?
All right, well, I'm going to get to the cast because these are interesting stories.
But it was just really trying to make sure as much as you could. You really, especially for a film such as this, you really needed to make sure that you had the right cast and that they really felt comfortable with playing these parts. It was a real risk for them and for their careers. But I do remember telling them, especially during the key scene, this is the part that will make the movie. This is the part where our audiences will either walk out of the theater, or just stay with us. But and this also is a stretch for you guys. People see the way your performance is, and they will look at you, and they will try to find you again for it. They will look at you and see that you are a person who's really willing to take risks.
Held my attention, I tell you that today. Getting around to Michael Cortez, who played the character of Angel.
Can I touch it?
Yeah.
I got scolded last time I touched the mic. So.
All right. Okay. Well, Michael, you played the heart of this movie, Angel, the character of Angel, who was your character was in love and but a very tough, masculine type of guy who you would never suspect.
I know you laugh, but I really worried about that because I knew the backstory and I was okay with that. And I read, I was like, wow, this is a stretch, and that's one of the reasons why I took this role. I was like, okay, this is different. This is this is going to make me grow as an actor. But I was I had all the beat. I was okay with all the love theme. I said what I really want to focus on too is I want to be tough. I want to maintain that toughness, because it won't work otherwise. You have to believe that these kids are from the street too, and it's like they have this facade. They have to have that strength first, and then on the side they've got this real tender love. So it's like they both have to work. And when people tell me, oh, you're tough, and wow, you have the last couple of film festivals we were at, like, well, I didn't even know it was you. I guess the little growth of the hair, makes a big difference. But so that's good. That's important.
Yeah. As an artist, did you feel like you grew
Yes.
through this?
Yes. Very. I'm totally grateful for the opportunity. And at first, it was kind of like, should I do this? And what will people think? And those thoughts kind of ran into my head. But then I thought, you know what? People are gonna think what they think regardless. And what's more important to me, especially just starting out, this is my first film, that it's more important for me to do a good job. And if people come out of the theater saying, wow, I'm very uncomfortable, or if people are looking at me differently, then that means I've done my job. So that was the most important part for me. So,
yes, Michael, you should be proud. That was a great performance. Moving on to Tony Sancho. You played the character of Isaac. And wow, did you play the character of Isaac? You were the second half of the heart of this film as well. You were so convincing. just the sincerity in your character and the heart. The scene that really got me was the last scene. I don't want to give it away or anything, but that was just portrayed in such a manner of what should I say? With such humanity. Gut-wrenching. It was gut-wrenching. It was just a double-edged sword. What did you do in that situation where this is a gang and you're trying to prove your loyalty to this gang, but yet you love this person, and all of a sudden you have to take their life. Where did you draw your inspiration from in your part?
Well, I really felt like when I originally read the script, I felt like I knew these guys. You know, I wasn't sure. I think at that point, who I think Toddy was thinking of me for, but I wasn't. But I knew that after when I had read it, I knew these guys. You know, there was something about it that I felt like, yeah, this is I know this. You know what I mean? Like something like deep within me said, I know this. But at the same time, you know, I thought that it was definitely going to be a challenge. But I think a lot of my inspiration came from where I grew up and what I knew. I mean, I grew up in Humboldt Park in Chicago primarily. I mean, I moved around a lot, but that's mostly where I grew up. And that's when I was reading this piece. That's when I was reading it, I thought, you know, these are the kind of guys that I grew up with. You know, and I would think back and think, yeah, that scenario is absolutely possible. And what was fascinating and brilliant to me about the script was that because of this unexpected twist, it still brought into mind the idea of love is love. No matter you know how you look at it, that's what it is. You go to the very, very basic root. When two people need each other that much and want to be together that much, that's all that really matters.
That's what came through, Tony.
And that, to me, that's what was important. I mean, when I first read the script, by the end of it, I was in tears. You know, I thought this is Romeo and Juliet. You know,
West Side Story.
West Side Story. Yeah, at the very core of it, it is, you know, two lovers who are doing whatever they can to be together. And that, to me, was what, you know, that's what was important, and what they have to do to overcome the obstacles that are in their way.
Very profoundly put. Moving on to the villain of this film. Beautiful villain.
It's all acting.
Oh, trust me, he's a really, really sweet guy in real life.
I am.
Trust me.
I hear he's a teddy bear in real life. His name is, just correct me if I'm wrong, Donato?
Yeah, Donato.
Donato Cruz, who played
Reaper.
Reaper. Wow, what a name. And you were the Grim Reaper, and that is a testament to your performance. And in your performance, you played it you were very hard and rough as well, and you were taking no stuff from nobody. Yeah. Did subliminally your character? Do you think your character knew
that these two were carrying on a homosexual relationship? I can give that away, right? You give that away already. Give that away already.
We'll edit it out if you want.
I've never thought about that. I mean, that's something that we all of us have sort of come up with, like analyzing this. You know, after seeing the movie over and over, we've decided that, you know, well, maybe, well, I don't want to give too much away, but there is this other part where another guy comes in and says, you know, this dude used to roll with this other gang, blah blah blah, and you know, and it's been discussed that, well, maybe he's also, you know, gay. I don't want. Did I give it away again? Again?
Go for it. Just go for it.
No. Well, let me just say before we go on. In that particular scene, when the gentleman came in the truck and was talking to you, the other character, and he said that I think he was a Latin king of some type. And at that moment, did you suspect that?
No, I didn't, because I had no reason to believe. I don't think Reaper's character had any reason to believe that they were carrying on this, you know, relationship on the DL.
Okay, so it was totally based on the affiliation
the fact that he used to be with the Latin Kings.
Okay, so where did you get your motivation? Because you were so convinced.
You think so?
You were.
No, seriously, because you see these movies.
Would you be here if you were?
This is my serious face, y'all. This is my serious face.
You would have been edited out.
You were
Like,
such a
I
stud.
see people in movies, like, you know, just really hardcore and walking with a limp and just really acting ghetto. And I felt that I was just, I don't know, I felt I didn't come across, I mean, maybe it's because I'm just, in real life that I'm a total opposite person of who Reaper was. So, what was the question?
Where did your inspiration come from? You were so,
Oh, yeah.
you were so,
You know
you
what?
were just in your face. You were like, you know,
I'm not very, you know, no offense to the whole gang life, but I despise that life. Like, I see the mentality that my cousins are in, and they're all from the Bracket Yards neighborhood, and I still go over there, and like, I don't want to turn this sappy, but my best friend, who was my best friend, my cousin, he was in a gang, and he showed me, like, he had so much loyalty to the gang that he was in. He showed me how he was gonna die, and you know, he said, you know, oh, this is how I'm gonna die, you know, I'm gonna get shot in the head, and unfortunately that's what happened. So even after that, even though after stuff like that happening, that's like so unfortunate and so sad, I see that my cousins are still in the gang, and it just doesn't faze them. And I just see that sort of, you know, mentality that they're in, and you know, yeah. So I felt I had something to bring up to the table.
and you brought it to the table too, sir.
Thank you.
Good stuff.
So much.
Getting to the mother of these gentlemen. Oh wow, Carmen Cinco plays the mother of Isaac, and you've been an actress for a while, right,
Yes,
Mrs.
I have.
Cinco?
Yes,
Okay.
I have.
This particular role, what drew you to this particular role?
Well, first of all, when I auditioned for the part of Isaac's mother, I had no idea what the role entailed, because the only information I had was that to prepare a couple of monologues. One, you know, a dramatic monologue, and the other one, a light, kind of a comedy. And so I came prepared with both, and Tadeo didn't say anything about what the story was going to be, except, would you mind if we cast you in the role, and if it's a controversial theme, would you mind working on it? I said, no, not at all. I said, because in my view, as an actress, I think it's very challenging to be something other than just yourself. Yeah. And in this particular role, when I found out that the theme is about gay people, what's wrong with it? They're people just like everybody else. And being a mother of one of them, it doesn't mean that it makes me a different woman or a different person. And that evening, after I interviewed with Tadeo, I saw by mere chance, I saw the short film, and I saw his name directed by Tadeo Garcia. I said, oh my gosh, I just auditioned for
So
Tadeo.
you saw the original version.
I said, I just, you know, auditioned for Tadeo, and I said, I love the story.
The short film was
it was just so moving.
convinced you that this was the right thing for you to do?
Oh, absolutely. It was moving, and one of the things that I guess as actors they felt a little uncomfortable with the kissing scene. I felt that was a very moving part of the film, very important, because I didn't see two men kissing. I saw two human beings caring for each other. You know, and
You want my job now? Go ahead. It is, right? Yeah, that was the clown of the... Very nice.
You see how he's so separate from Reaper. He's such a nice guy.
Yeah, so laid back.
So don't be scared of him. If you go to a screen and come up to him and ask him a question, he's not going to do anything to you.
Oh, no, he's not a scary person at all. He has this bright face. So I go, no, he looks very friendly. He's just a good actor, that's all. Carmen, also playing the mother of Isaac and having such, where did your motivation come from? Is it because you saw them as two human beings who were trying to find their way in the world that you could play the role so passionately?
Well, I think it became, you know, my motivation was, it has been watching mothers, how they react, you know, when something happens to their children. And I think I took a combination of, you know, my mother, my sister, you know, my grandmother, how they, you know, when something wasn't very, you know, wasn't right with their children or grandchildren, how they worry. Because I don't think, even though there's a part where the mother says, I wish you were dead, I don't think really she meant it. It was just a way of saying, stop now, or, you know, because
do it my way or no way.
Or, yeah, because I was ready to call the police, you know, in the role. I said, I'm calling the police if you don't stop. It's because, and I had no idea. I really had no idea of the relationship. And I think I saw the role of Isaac as kind of a confused young man still. Angel had a more defined role. He knew exactly what he was. He knew that he was gay, and he knew that he is a street person. He knew that, I mean, Angel's life was not as cushioned or sweet as Isaac. Isaac's life, he has a mother and a father and a sister that, you know, is an attorney. So his life is a little bit, is not as rough.
So it's a different class. He was kind of almost a middle class kid.
Exactly.
That's what I kind of got that from Isaac. Tony, how did you feel about that when, did you feel your character was from a middle class family and had a bit of a cushion more so than Angel's character, or than Michael's character of Angel?
I suppose so. I mean, I think that I felt that Isaac was, like we all are in many aspects, a kind of a chameleon in some ways. That he has figured out ways to kind of blend in with his surroundings. So when he's around Reaper, he has much more of a tougher exterior, but he's also very, I guess, kind of obedient to, you know, the man in charge. When he's with his mother, he's a lot more defiant. And when he's with his sister, I mean, you'll notice it even in the film, like his speech is a little bit more educated. I guess would be the word.
Very, very much so. I believe so. When you were, when your character was with the sister, the young lady who played the sister in the role, you were more, I'd say, melancholy with your sister as well.
Because, I felt like he could be a little bit. She's older. He could be a little whiny.
Yeah, he's a little brother, and sister's kind of. You're gonna be all right, you know.
But I think for the most part, whenever he is with Angel, were the moments when he was most himself, when he was most at home. When you're watching the film and you see a lot of those very candidly filmed snippets of them just hanging out. That I really feel are the moments that when he is the most comfortable, the most that he feels the safest.
Okay. Because I noticed in a scene where it's kind of near the beginning of the film when you guys had just said goodnight and were gone, and you kind of almost leaned over.
I love that scene.
And and Michael's character Angel just went, yeah, you know. See, man.
That scene.
How do you feel about that, Michael?
That scene, it's like, to me, that's a key scene, and that's the telltale scene right there when people, if they don't already get a little inkling of what's going on, that's when, you know, especially, you know, women in the audience, women will catch on to it a little bit faster. Because guys men don't want to. They say, that was weird, but that was weird, but we're gonna go with it. But that tension, and I don't know if he planned it that way, but just the timing. I don't remember when we were doing it. I don't remember like the timing being that perfect, but like I walk on, he just in his face too. It's priceless, and it's MOS, and it's just
It's a good scene.
Good scene. Back to Tadeo. As we speak about this, Tadeo, was that your intention to make that as subtle as possible but noticeable?
Actually, no. They really surprised me with that one. I mean, that was just a talent that they had. You know, I don't know. You guys didn't have that planned either, obviously. And I guess it was just some kind of sort of a set accident that happened. You know, but that really, really worked to our advantage in using it. You know, I think we had like two cuts, two versions of that, two shots. And I'm like, no, the other one doesn't work. It's just like, you just get out of the car and that's it. But the other one, it's just like, there's like this pause, this really, really weird pause. And I'm like, man, I think this one would actually work a lot better, you know. I was like, oh, thanks a lot, guys, you know, but it really, really worked.
Well, you guys have a great chemistry together. How was it overall on the set? Was it tension? Was it moments of...
I think it was tension within the crew. Remember? Because
actually, yeah. You see, that's where the like the big crew lies in. I think it was more tension within the crew than with us. You know, I was personally, I got really very along famously with everyone on the cast. You know.
I'm sorry, Donato?
Yes.
You said there was tension on the crew. You noticed. What did you notice about
I
the crew?
noticed the day we shot the submarine scene.
The burger check.
Everybody was on the rag that day. Remember? I swear. Remember? You were the submarine. And then Tony was really, or Michael was really quiet that day because later on they were gonna film the big scene. So like everybody was.
We're gonna edit that rag part.
We were under the weather. Everybody was under the weather that day.
It was very hot. Remember, there was, you know, we were shooting in the sun.
Yeah, actually, that taught me a really good lesson. If I'm going to shoot a summer movie in Chicago, to try to do it either in early spring or late or early fall.
You found the difficulty in doing it in the heat, that it was just too hot, or just?
Since a lot of exteriors, since a lot of it was exteriors on location, you know, there was some point, you know, where my assistant director's like, "You're getting heat stroke. You need to get out of the sun." And I'm like, "No, I want to get this part where we're shooting the scene on the train tracks when you guys sit down and start talking about your past." And that's just like, he's like, "You got to get out. I'll direct it for you, but I got to get out." I was like, "No, I want this scene. This is my scene. I want to get it out the way I want to, you know, and if I get the heat stroke, so what? You know, throw some water on me, and I'll be happy, you know." This is just a really important thing, which is just like, the less of personally, the less of a crew you have, the more better it is, you know. As long as you have everything pre-visualized and set, it just goes smoothly.
Okay, and well, today, and wrapping this up a little bit, as we come to a close. What is the overall message that you would like the viewers to receive?
Definitely, if you have a good idea, write it down and go out and shoot it. It doesn't matter what format you have it in. Technology is so incredible now. You buy a home computer, it comes with its own editing system. You could just shoot your movie on a camcorder, which really helps you in pre-visualizing your vision, and then put it on the thing. If you want to go shoot it on film, go ahead, shoot it on film. But now, like with the technology now, with the digital video cameras that literally shoot like film, I personally thought, you know, since the second half was shot digitally, I thought it was just incredible. It was phenomenal. It's just like, what was I thinking shooting on film, you know? And I don't know, depending on what the cast thought, because they shot the other half on digital. Yeah. And I mean, you see your results right away. What you see is what you get. You know, I don't know what
dailies are right there, huh?
Dailies are right there. You got that take already. You don't have to worry about taking so many takes of it. You know, to see if or not you got it. You got it. All right, let's go on to the next one. You know, 3-hour shoot. That's good. It's a lot less stress on them. It's a lot less stress on me. I go home, put it on my computer, chop it up, throw it out. Hey, that looked pretty good. You know, so
that's good to know, coming from a future famous director, Dale, and this talented cast. I want to put a last question towards you guys. You guys can answer it on an individual basis if you like. What is the overall message you would give to other artists that would come to a challenge of doing a role they're not necessarily reflecting their lifestyle? Maybe it is, maybe it's not, but at the same time, what would you tell another actor who would need to go take a risk? I'll start with you, Donato.
Well, I'd say, you know, don't be afraid of, well, this can actually be directed towards me, because when I first got the script, I wasn't at all comfortable with what it was about, so, and after seeing these two guys, you know, do what they did with the role, I think it does open doors. I think people will see that they're not afraid to take risks, and it will
you know, open doors. I think casting directors will see that, you know, these actors aren't afraid to take risks. Let's, you know, have them come in and read for whatever other part. So I think it opens doors. So, I mean, just because you're not, acting is not about being comfortable. It's about, you know, kind of being out of yourself. And that would be my advice.
Thank you. Tony Sancho? Tony Sancho, what do you think of that question?
Could you repeat it just for my sake?
Sure. What would it be that you would, what kind of advice would you give future artists or artists that would see your project and see the results of your project and be surprised by the results of the overall attention that it's getting and taking risk in roles, different roles?
I guess I think that if for somebody who I guess asked that question after seeing the film, I would have to say that I think it's really important that you go with what moves you. You know, if you're lucky enough to have that choice, if you're lucky enough to have a couple of projects that are actually in front of you and you have to choose, you've got to go with your gut, and you've got to go all the way or go home. You know, my mantra is simply keep moving. Once you make that choice, you got to go with it. You got to go all the way, and you just keep moving. And hope for the best, because there is no wrong or right choice. There's only the choice that you make at that moment, and then you have to deal with whatever comes. And then the choices follow after that. So you can't limit yourself. You just got to keep going.
All right, thank you. Michael, what do you think of that question?
That was well put.
You and I
all
get
that. I would say basically ditto what Tony said. It is a risk take, but I think personally it's for an actor, it's growth personally. So it's everybody in their own time. So it's like, I think you have to be comfortable with yourself. You have to be comfortable with whatever choice you're going to make. And if it's uncomfortable for you, don't make it. Then it's not your time. It's not the right. I took this because, I mean, I don't want to sound hokey or anything, but it always felt right for some reason. It was just like it was like I wasn't even making decisions anymore. Just like everything fell into place. And that's why, and I never felt uncomfortable. Toddy, everyone did a great job of making sure that I was comfortable. Everyone's professional, and that's very important. And I stress that if it's something that's unprofessional, then and you feel uncomfortable, by all means don't do it, because this is part of you. So it's vital that you protect yourself. So I would just say, you know, go for it. When it's your time and it feels right, you'll make the right decision. So.
All right, thank you for that. And Ms. Carmen Senko, same question directed towards you. What advice do you have for me?
Thank you very much, Florida. My advice to everyone who is contemplating becoming an actor, go ahead, do it if that's what you want to do. I was mentioning to you earlier that I kind of retired for a little while. I returned about 15 years ago or so, and I don't regret it at all. And when I came back, I was kind of a lost soul, because I had no idea where I was going to go back into, because mainly I'm a theater actor. And then I had the opportunity to do some television and movies, and I loved it. And I am very fortunate to have met Tadeo and other directors in Chicago. They are willing to take risks with women my age, you know, because as you can see, I'm older than the
No.
And right. And also, when you mentioned earlier, you were asking us how did we get along. I mean, it's like a family. We get along so well, and regardless of age, you know, we just gelled together for some reason. And so my advice: go do it, and you will find, you know, a group that you feel comfortable with.
Thank you very much for that.
Oh, no, thank you.
Also, this film will be debuting here in Chicago.
Yes.
That will be today. That will be when?
Yeah, that actually will be on the 28th. You know, we're going against big Hollywood blockbusters for the summer, but you know, we'll be the little guy. You know, hopefully we'll come through.
Okay.
With, like we call Broken Warning, the little film that could. This is again the little big film that could, which will be featured at the ICE Theaters which is part of the International Latino Cinematheque at the ICE Theaters at 2258 West 62nd Street, Chicago, Illinois. And if you want more information, you can always call at 773-778-7490 for showtimes and tickets. And once you see the movie, you know, it's an incredible amount of Chicago talent, you know, as far as everything, you know, music including, you know, the soundtrack from local bands like Samandoque Taraon, Ekis.
Hold that thought, Dale, because we have the director of the cinema.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Here. Jesse Rodriguez, we just want to ask you a few questions. Jesse, how did you hear about this film, and how did you get involved with the process of being the debut here in Chicago, being the venue that debuts this beautiful film?
Well, I have a lot of experience with film festivals, and I actually consult a lot of film festivals internationally. And I was asked to look for some films for Guadalajara, in Mexico. And so I basically checked out all of the films at the Chicago International Film Festival, and there weren't very many Latino films. So I looked at the Gay and Lesbian Film Festival, and there was one film that stood out, and that was Tadeo Garcia's film. So I went to that film screening, but it was sold out. So I was in a desperate situation, but gladly, you know, luckily I knew the director of the festival, and so she marched me right in. I think I gave somebody a note to give to the director why I'm here, and so somehow, whether it be through him or through the director, I got in. So I saw this film. It was in November. I saw it, and I thought that it was a very, very special film. But it did need some work, but I thought it was a very, very special film. So I contacted Tadeo soon after that, and then he rushed and got me a videotape of the film. And then he didn't hear from me for two months, 2.5 months as far as he was concerned. I don't know what you went through, because I know you were going through a lot of things through that period of time, some rejection from festivals and things like that. So I was doing some production work in Mexico City, working on a film with Video Cine and Televisa, and working with the lead actor, and a band from Chicago called the Bandoleros are actually featured in that film that's going to probably come out. It was shown in Cannes, and it'll be in San Sebastian, probably Toronto. So anyway, so I got back, and then I said, you know what, let me look at that little film again, after putting all my energy in Mexico. And so then I called Tadeo, and I said, Tadeo, you know, let's talk. We really need to talk about this film. And knowing that, you know, some directors are very, very sensitive and very protective of their film, I knew that it needed changes. So what I did first is I called the New York Latino Film Festival, the director. He mentioned to me he was rejected by the Chicago Latino Film Festival. He was rejected by other festivals, and I basically explained to him the process of how film festivals work. If you don't grab their attention within the first 15, 20 minutes, they're going to shelve it. And his film had that. It was a little slow in the beginning. So I called the New York Latino Film Festival. They said, well, if you can make some changes, we'll accept it. So that's kind of how it started. Then I called another friend of mine who directs the Jacksonville International Film Festival, who used to program the Sundance Channel. She looked at it, and she loved it too. And I said, yes, but we're going to make some changes. We're going to make some titles. She also brought it up. So then we had a meeting with the director and the screenwriter, and I said, you know, we need to make a few changes here. And then we had a three-way call between myself, the director of the New York Latino Film Festival, and Tadeo. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah.
And so we only took the time and the energy because we did really love the film.
That was my question.
And we wouldn't have done it. If a film is beyond repair, then we're not going to bother. So we ended up chopping off about 7 minutes of the film. Some of the acting performances were so powerful that we didn't want the weaker performances to bring it down, so we kind of just re-edited it. We moved a few parts so that it moved faster, and then we started submitting. We started submitting it to festivals, or sending it to festivals that, and telling them, look, there's a new cut, this is what's going on, we'll send it to you, boom, boom, boom. then before you know it, it started getting accepted into. Well, we went to Italy and we showed it in Italy. It's got accepted to 3 festivals in New York City: the New York Latino, the New York Gay and Lesbian, and the Urban World Film Festival. What's interesting about that is that New York Latino is what I feel the most important Latino film festival because of the media attention that it gets. The Gay and Lesbian Film Festival in New York, and also now the Urban World Film Festival, which is a Black film festival. So that was a vindication for us. It was. I was very pleased, and always will be very grateful that Tadeo and Roger, the writer, were trusted me enough to take my advice, and then we saw results right away. And so it's going to be also in San Francisco and LA, and then now we've gotten calls from Madrid and South Africa and Germany.
It's just a triple down effect.
You know. So I had planned to open up this Latino Cinematheque, which would be year-round Latino cinema, and I thought that it was very important that we do it with a Chicago film. You know, it all begins at home. Unfortunately, there wasn't enough quality film out there until I saw Tadeo's film. So because of the nature of the film, because of the strength of the film, because of the controversy, we also felt that we needed something to diffuse it. We've had long meetings about the possible, how could I say, circumstances that this film might put us in. So we decided to get a short film from Mexico to kind of open up the film. So that way, and it's with Salma Hayek, and it's very lush and funny and pretty and blah, blah, blah. And that way, in case anyone kind of goes in there with some fire, it'll diffuse it. So we think it's a perfect thing. So it's opening up Friday on the 28th for 2 weeks. And as I mentioned, the Salma Hayek film will be shown before it. And it'll have a 2-week run. So we really need the support of Chicago. You have an instructor, a teacher here from Columbia College, a student from Columbia College. So this is also a credit to Columbia College as well, and what it's producing. This film, as I mentioned, is going to the New York Latino Film Festival, but also there's another film going to the New York Latino, which is closing the festival called Boricua, which is another Chicago film. So you're going to hear a lot about that film. So it's my wife is credit to.
Looking forward to that.
Tony's wife is in it. So we're going to be
Tony Sancho's wife is in it?
Is in Boricua.
All right.
So we're going to do a big blowout here in Chicago, a send-off party for Boricua, and on the Downlow that they're going to go to New York and conquer the Big Apple. And the fact is that the closing position of a film festival is very, very prestigious. And the fact that Chicago Film is in there with Chicago talent, it's a credit. So we're gonna do that. So I encourage everyone to come out and see on the Downlow. It's really, really important that we make the Cinematheque happen, the film happen. It's going to be year-round Latino cinema, not just for 2 weeks in the year, but whenever you feel like getting a dose of Latino cinema, you'll always have a place to go.
Well, I tell you what, thank you so much, Jesse Rodriguez, Carmen Cinco, Tony Sancho, Michael Cortez, Tadeo Garcia, the director. Let me say that one more time so I can make it right. Tadeo Garcia and Donato Cruz. Donato. Say it one more time for me. Donato. It's so simple, and I'm just questioning.
Just call me D.
D. I'm so sorry.
Cruz.
But you guys rock. I'm so proud of you as Chicagoans. Go represent Chicago. I pull for you. I'm putting it out there, guys. This is a masterpiece.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you
I
so much.
appreciate you all coming down and being so
Cool.
so cool.
Yeah.
So cool.
Oh, thank you for even taking the time to watch the movie, you know.
Dale, are you having any more future projects that you're working on
Yeah,
currently?
actually, we got a kids movie that we're working on next.
Yeah.
Seriously, it is. I just don't want to dedicate just myself and, this incredible cast that'll be in it again,
Awesome.
But it's just like, just go and do as much as I can and try every single genre, not just like this heavy drama, It's just like, no, I just don't want to do that. I want to do comedy, I want to do kids movies, I want to do musicals.
You know what I want to see? I want to see it. Because, if you can make one that good on a dramatic scene, I want to see whatever you make.
Oh, you like it?
I'm going to mention one thing about
Go right ahead, Carmen.
movie. He asked me to just read the script, and I couldn't put it down.
There you have it. Yeah.
That should tell you something.
Yeah, this is a bright talent that Chicago's going to be very proud of, already proud of, but know that you're going to do more great things in the future. This cast, I wish all of you well and all of your dreams come true. Thank you for joining me, Florida Beatty, at WCRX, Columbia College's radio station. We appreciate it, and hopefully we'll talk to you again on another project maybe soon.
Definitely.
Maybe, you know, in the future. But thank you so much for showing up. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Great. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. That was wonderful. I appreciate all of our women there.
Well, we know now the poster card's out.
Thanks for letting
I know, thanks, Teddy. Thanks, Teddy, for letting it out. Thank you so much.
Thank you, videographer. Thank you.
Thank you. That was fun. That was fun.
Where's Tony? Tony, before you go, sign your
Their
picture.
first autograph. It's like baby steps.
Yeah, right? Okay.
Thanks, Flora. Really,
This was awesome. You guys don't know. I love that movie, and you know, I'm glad you. Hey, that's a movie it's in my collection now. I wish I had it on DVD. When it comes out, I'm buying it.
Version.
I'm gonna buy the real version when it comes out.
Just keep that on the download. Don't let anybody know that you have it.
I don't have any.
You'll be like walking down the
But you know what?
That would be an honor. I'm like, man, they're bootlegging our movies. With the camcorder.
That's a real success.
Exactly.
For a bootleg copy, it showed it was so beautiful.
I downloaded it.
Crap.
Anybody got gum?
Oh, yes, I do.
Crap.
Ryan?
You guys go out and be proud. Go out and be proud, man. Touched.
Yeah.
You do have some?
I left my car with. Where did we park? We parked in. Where did we park?
Across the street.
Tonight at 10.
At 10? Great, okay.
Oh, okay.
Awesome.
So we can all practice our Spanish.
Say it again.
So we can all practice our Spanish.
That's awesome. You guys know I love posters. I'm gonna go have it framed. I have one of my favorite movies is Spike Lee's Crooklyn, and I have it framed. I paid
Crooklyn?
I paid $10
Oh
for
my
the
God,
poster.
that's such a great film. Oh my God, I love
It's
that
my
one.
favorite. I'm the little girl. I had that many brothers plus one.
Get out of here.
That's how my life
God.
was. That was my life on film. Although it was joy.
Hey, was your last name Carmichael?
No, it was similar to
Publicist,
my
you
life.
had that crazy ad with just worship Troy?
Oh my God.
Isn't that a good?
That was
Didn't
hilarious.
you
The dog
love the
with
disorientation? Just a stretch? Oh my God.
The cinematography and
I love that. I actually,
In a theater in New
that's
York.
such an incredible, I so related to it when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, this is
It was
great.
beautiful. I love the colors burst out at me too. Yeah. And the dog that was missing. Oh my God. And the
Troy,
couch.
Troy, where's my child?
Thank you.
Troy. It's an incredible film.
BG's gonna be excited. You guys signed the picture.
Wow.
Oh my God. He's gonna be so excited.
Several buildings in New York. Many California.
Great. Yeah, I bought that poster for like $10.
Man.
I feel like 140 to get it framed though. So
Jeez.
hilarious. I'm like, dude, guys.
Yeah, I got my poster framed at the frame up at Hyde Park.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, here, just do this for me.
You know?
$70. I don't care.
Exactly.
It's worth it. Because I had all the cats sign it. You know?
It's worth it. You feel like you like it. But I love movie posters. You got
$70. The glass frame. It was a real cheapy choppy frame, but
I didn't expect you did.
You didn't?
So 1 minute, how did everything go?
I liked it.
Great.
I wasn't nervous or anything, like I normally am.
You were.
I was.
And here's our wonderful videographer.
I went home and I tried and I watched Channel 44 and I didn't see anything.
No, it's tonight.
Oh, tonight.
Oh, my nerd. Yes, they certainly do.
So it's tonight.